Hi, I'm Frederick, co-founder and CRO at Factry, and today I'm here with Willem van Lammeren. Nice to meet you and glad to see you here at the fair.
Thank you.
I have a couple of questions for you today. One thing I'd like to ask you, but maybe first introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm Willem. I work together with David on the IT/OT Insider, which is a blog that we started a couple of years ago to write about topics relating to everything that has to do with manufacturing digitalization.
Okay. So maybe first question. We see this happening when companies, when starting or progressing, when companies start with their digital transformation journey. How do you balance building a platform versus showing ROI to the business? Is that something where you have experience with?
I think a lot of us have experience with it.
Yeah.
Often not getting there where we want to. I think the thing that will definitely fail is going to your CEO, your boss, or whatever, and coming with this wonderful pie in the sky. It's only going to cost 50 million to implement this platform, and it's going to be awesome project. Yep. Those will fall flat on their face, and rightly so. I don't think you need to start with huge investments. On the other hand, and that's happening too often, you'll see companies not really willing to take bets because they're unfamiliar, they're afraid, and they'll try to focus only on very small use cases with a very defined border, very small return on investment, which might come true, but lay zero foundation for next steps.
Yeah, so it doesn't scale.
Absolutely. So you will come with one use case and say, great, now do it 100 times, and your response will be, okay, it will just cost 100 times more, and I'll need 100 times more people to sustain it, which is also going to kill your initiative. So you will need at least some management buy-in to accept that ROI is not the only metric that matters for your small pilot. I think you need to start small, think big, think in your ROI immediately, like what if we roll this out across all our sites, all our plants globally, and look at the value that you're adding, and not look just at the cost that your pilot is giving you.
Yeah. And I can imagine there's some change management there as well, from managing pilots to building a platform. Like you need to have the organization along, or get the organization along as well.
I think either you have two extremes.
Yeah.
Either it starts too much from production, and they're only focused on their plant, logically, and they fail to reach out to the other stakeholders who will need to help them in scaling it up. Very often, IT.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking at global deployments, you will need to involve them somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't reach out to them, it's going to be hard to bring them in. Otherwise, you can also see IT teams who just abstract away the reality of the shop floor. They will come to the plant and say, hello, we're from IT, we have a wonderful solution. And then they will come to the conclusion, whether they want it or not, that maybe it's not a problem that production had to even start with.
Yeah.
So you definitely, I think change management is going to be a huge thing. Getting that close contact with the shop floor is going to make or break the trust that you're going to get when you're going to come with a solution.
Yeah. And maybe reflecting on that a little bit further, you have the IT teams on the one hand, and then maybe the local plant, often with some experience in the OT world. There's a lot to do about IT/OT conversion. Do you have any tips for companies starting out in that journey?
There's not a one recipe that works for everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's say if you have, in general, if you would have like an engineering organization, an OT organization, and an IT organization, for example, very often they don't have to work together before you start digitizing your production environments. They live happily next to each other, and that's fine. Cooperation is a lot of work. When you want to get that cooperation started, it's easiest and fastest to not just change everything and reorganize, but maybe start with a person from IT who will help with OT problems, who will start to get to know like what are the problems that they need to solve where we as IT can help, and vice versa. Have somebody from OT also coming into OT, so you will also get the knowledge of what each other's problems are. Those profiles, you could say, they will be the people not only to grease the wheels, they're also going to lay the foundations of, let's say, the architecture of the solution you're going to build. Because the OT person is going to come with ideas of this is how our plants work from a technical perspective. This is our landscape. It's very diverse or it's not diverse. And on IT side, they will also say, look, these are the topics that are important for us. And by bringing those together on a small scale, I'm talking one person, two persons, don't have to be like whole departments.
Okay.
You're going to build that common base. Those people will start those smaller scale projects, which you will start with. Again, not a 200 million mega investment in your platform, it's a 3-month value test, let's say, in a plant. And from there, you're going to lay the seeds and the foundation of the cooperation you're actually going to need.
Yeah. So what I understand, it starts with that's maybe aiming for a shared understanding, maybe shared, at least insights on how the other team is working. Ultimately, down the line, maybe moving towards further conversion.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what you need.
Nice. Thank you for the short talk, and I wish you a pleasant remainder of the fair.
I wish you also a very pleasant fair. Bye.
En maak er iets goeds van. Hey.